Welcome back, everyone. What a game by the Lakers. In a borderline must-win against the Pelicans, they were able to pull off a near 20-point victory. And I think the most noteworthy part about it was them finally having a fully healthy team. They had literally every player available, and they went 10 players deep into their rotation. I think we can all agree that their starting lineup got better as well. Rather than employing a backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Dennis Schroeder, they removed Schroeder and replaced him with Malik Beasley. In addition to that, they included Jared Vanderbilt over Rui Hachimura, which really helped them contain Brandon Ingram. Now, I'm not sure if that will be their starting lineup moving forward, but I really hope it will be. They look great on both offense and defense too, and in my opinion, they look like a completely different team than before. And in regard to their offense, much of that has been due to D'Angelo Russell. I'm really having trouble believing they got him for as cheap as they did. He is so far fitting like a glove in their offense, and that was proven yet again tonight. It was really a team effort too. I mean, you could even argue they did not play to their full potential. They missed a number of wide open shots, and that could have pushed their lead even further. However, that will be something for them to build off moving forward, and I'm really looking forward to watching it. Between their new, and in my opinion, improved starting lineup, their depth off the bench, and hopefully with them being fully healthy, they have a great chance to make a playoff push. They definitely have a lot of work to do, but once again, the Western Conference remains completely wide open. With all of that being said though, I will leave all of you with a few post-game interviews from tonight's game, and after listening to them, let me know your takeaways in the comments down below.
What was the thinking behind that lineup change, and early results look pretty good tonight? Or what do you think about it is sustainable as you now get on the other side of the All-Star break?
I think it was just about trying to create as much balance as we possibly could. It was the same thought process at the beginning of the year, and we wanted to see if and they proved there's going to be games where Dennis and D'Lo finish together, but I think just moving Dennis to that second unit, along with Troy and Rui, those guys have a great symmetry together. Our new guys that's come in, particularly, Bees, D'Lo, and Vando, and putting those guys with Bron and A, and it worked out. I thought we had a well-balanced attack. Different guys had different moments, and we were great defensively. I think, I expected just to get better and better and better. But yeah, just to have that balance was the biggest reason.
Darvin, how does it feel to get this type of win, considering the opponent record, margin of victory, and going into the break ahead?
I think it's great, man. I called it a Q of L win, a quality of life. That would have been a long time to sit on a loss, bro. And it's just, I'm happy. And then everything we're trying to do, everything we're trying to get done when we come back off of break, this is definitely a great step in the right direction.
Darvin, I think a lot of nights we'd sit in here and say, you guys missed like 20 free throws, you guys missed a ton of threes, but you guys still scored 120 points tonight. What does it say about the offensive ceiling of what you guys have? Like the 120 didn't feel like just
it felt like we left a lot of points out there, yeah. I just think, sky's the limit. We got a lot of playmakers. With D'Lo, Bees can get going, get hot. Bron is who he is. AD, Vando just getting us extra possessions. And then, Dennis coming out with that second crew with Rui and, Austin and those guys, Troy. I mean, it's just, as long as we play the right way, I was really happy to see the 32 assists. As long as we play the right way, share the ball, and stay disciplined in our running habits and, really just not walking the ball up and down the floor, but getting out and running. There's going to be times where we have to play a little slower. But for the most part of the game, big chunks of the game, we really need to maintain and be consistent at playing with some pace, playing fast. And, we have some young athletic guys that can shoot threes, that can put it on the floor, create, and that can finish at the rim. So I think it's only going to get better.
starting lineups this year, and obviously with the trade deadline, brought the opportunity to have a new one. The 3 Minnesota guys have played together, you and LeBron. What were your early impressions, and why did it look like it seemed to be so fluid on both ends?
Just competed, honestly. I think JV did a good job on BI, just with his lens, his presence. D'Lo obviously doing what he does, play make, scoring, bees, shooting the ball. So it's a different look, just see, and it worked for us tonight.
Hey, you spoke about the importance of this one after the Portland game. Just, we got to start winning these games while they're in front of us. And so what's the feeling to get this accomplishment? And then, you guys are all going to go your different ways for a little break here.
It was good. One, for us to get on the winning side of things, going into break, feel good about ourselves and not let a loss kind of just linger over the next 6-7 days. Feel good about ourselves, and then too, just standing purposes. I think being the game up on those guys, I think we're 2-1. So good for that. We're playing one more time though, but for standing purposes, is also a good win for us.
Eddie, how much more space did you feel for cutting and for driving around the basket? It seemed like you guys were able to get to a couple clobs. You ran a couple times backdoor on some stuff. Is that a product of having that extra shooting on the court?
Yeah, having D'Lo and B out there, spacing the floor, Bron, and Vando just know how to play. Rebounding and he's cutting and getting behind the defense, and we were able to exploit the defenses with his ability to move around the basket and get lobs, and he can get little dump offs as well. So there's a few things that we figured out tonight how we want to play, and a couple actions that we might want to get to with that lineup on the floor. And also with different lineups when you bring in DS and Austin, Troy, Rui. So we got depth, and them guys play well tonight too.
D'Angelo, your first game in a Laker uniform back in this building. What did that feel like?
Oh, it was a little weird, definitely a little weird. But honestly, you get that first stint out the way, it feels normal again, just like any other gym, just hooping, honestly.
An incredible performance by you tonight, out there with AD and LeBron for the first time. What was that like?
It was great, man. 2 Hall of Famers. It's my little brother's birthday, so I had to go out with a bang with him for him. Shout out Tay, I see you, boy.
All right, well, shout out to him, certainly, and happy birthday. You guys are a little bit behind the 8 ball here. If you look at the teams ahead of you, if they play at their pace, you guys will probably need another 14 wins. What's the most important thing moving forward here to get back in this?
You said 14 wins?
Yeah.
One game at a time, honestly. I know y'all going to ask us that question after every game, so one game at a time, locking into that mentality, playing together as a group. Tonight we just played together, and those guys rose. Those two, they led us, and we followed.
And lastly, what are the plans for the All-Star break?
Dominicana.
Ay, qué bueno, D'Angelo. Congratulations and thank you.
Appreciate it.